Mom, will you tell us the story of how one becomes a witch?
Yes. You take a white handkerchief, has to be brand new.
Oh, God.
And has to be hand embroidered, and I forgot what colors. Has to be hand embroidered. Wait till the full moon. And I forgot it's the first day full moon, the second day full moon. Place it upon a rock. Look up and curse that moon for all you've got. And then a white, not a white, blood ain't white. A red drop of blood will appear on that handkerchief and you're a witch. Because my family was a witch.
Your family was a witch?
Yes, old Lassie. She rode that black horse and she'd go, your family too, Jordan, will put you like
Alabaster.
Alabaster.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Lassie. And then Allie seen the naked plucked bird at her bed, buddy. And she thought it was about Jeff. Quit pulling my toe. Jeff says, not Jeff. Anyway, it wasn't Jeff. They'd asleep forward to a bed, head, foot. Something pulling her toe. Jeff, quit pulling my toe. Pulled it again. Jeff, quit pulling my toe. This is not Jeff. She raised up out of big, giant, big, pointed beak, naked plucked bird, bigger than pig children. Bigger than wheat tater, yeah. And made wheat tater went crawling under her own rock. Anyway, yeah, she raised up and there it sat. Well, she throwed the covers over her head. This is the truth. I swear to God, it's the truth. So help me God. I had a Bible, I'd swear on it. Anyway, she thought, oh, Allie was mean anyway. She throwed Grandma's eggs in the toilet hole and her silverware, and the old woman next door said, I'm telling your mommy on you. And she'd go, So, anyway, the devil appeared as that big, giant, naked plucked bird. And Allie got up the next morning and thought, oh, God, what a dream I had. What a dream. No. Because when she went to the toilet hole, which is a toilet hole outside.
I gathered that on my own.
And there's a big rock sitting there on the family farm that your grandpa gambled away. Anyway, there it sat. That big in broad daylight. Honey, she changed her ways, took to the Bible, and swore that on her deathbed, because I asked her. She was on her deathbed in the hospital in Vianney, Virginia. Or Vianney, West Virginia. Which one's Vianney, like on the can you get. Virginia, West Virginia is Vianney, or Vienna, or however they said it. We called it Vianney. I asked her. I said, Aunt Allie, that story you told, I swear to God on my deathbed, that was a true story. I seen that giant naked plucked bird, and it did appear before me. And the man, Jimmy joined them was a taters. Yeah, if I forget this. And, you know, they didn't have shoes back in. And that's our hoeing taters.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't have shoes back in the 30s and 40s.
Hell, I didn't have shoes in the summer, and I was the 60s and 70s. Anyway, he's up there hoeing them taters. He cut his big toe off in the tater patch. Okay, set up the gangrene and killed him. Jimmy Joe and them would go out there and they'd hear him say, I want my big toe. Jimmy Joe was scared of his shadow because the casket house flooded in Wayland.
The casket? Wait, the casket house?
Yeah, there's a big flood in Wayland. And the casket at Wayland flooded, and this casket's floating with corpses in them because they didn't have time to bury them, you know, they're still dead. And that's it. Yeah, the casket house flooded. Jimmy Joe would catch headlights going to glow, and he'd run right along with that car, honey, them headlights, because he's sure, because that man wanted his big toe. And there was another one, that John Henry shot that comb out of her head, honey, and she went off a flying. John Henry is your Granny Gray's daddy's daddy. And she starved Aunt Teal, whoever she is, I don't know. And she couldn't talk plain. if she'd work his young'uns out in the garden, and if poor old Aunt Till get caught eating a tomato, she'd pour lye down her throat and make her throw it back up. Yes, Aunt Till, my mommy told me that was true. I know it's the damn truth. Anyway, yes, she'd pour lye down, and she couldn't talk plain after that. Aunt Till, I don't know whose ain't or where she come from, I don't know. But anyway.
Does this have a point?
Yes, John Henry come in the door and called her. They had big hams hanging upstairs, and she wore this big ugly comb in her head, and he lit that black up shotgun and shot that comb plumb out of her head, and guess who never come back either? Her. He shot the comb out of her head. And oh, yeah, the witch
I want
would
to
say,
eat food.
the witch would say, Lizy the witch would say, so, having a little tea party without me. I curse this teapot and it will never again make a good cup of tea. Grandma said bitter tea come out of that ever since. Curse the well water was mucky, charnation stuff and they couldn't drink. The chickens wouldn't lay eggs, cows wouldn't give milk, and all the meat was tougher than a shoe leather. And pit bull, baby, I'm
turn it
out.
off.